Abigail. It's nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too.
Go ahead and take a seat. So tell me about how you're doing today. How's everything since the last time that we saw each other?
Honestly, it's pretty terrible. I am having a lot of anxiety thinking about my dad dying, and I started, you remember the guy that I was talking about last time that I was liking a lot? Yeah, we broke up again because I just got really stressed about being in a relationship and it was getting too deep, and I thought he was just getting a little bit too close, and so I just feel like I'm messing everything up. And I'm just like a failure, and I'm not figuring it out, and it's frustrating me.
Okay, yeah. So, I hear what you're saying, so I just kind of want to recap about a little bit of what we talked last time, and then kind of add in what you're saying now. So I know that last time when we talked, you told me about your parents getting divorced and your father dying, and you struggling with that, as you said. And then also you struggling with your current relationships, as you're telling me right now, having an effect of what your past has brought into now. And you also kind of told me last time that your mother would tell you that when you broke up with these individuals in your current relationships, that she would say, oh, well, they weren't the right ones. So do you think that has effect also in your relationships and why you end them when you feel like you're getting too close? Does she have a say in it?
Yeah, probably, because she just tells me that I'm like always gonna mess it up. So I have this, like, I don't know, we learned in college, like self-fulfilling prophecy almost, that I'm just like remembering what she says and doing the same thing because I think she's probably right.
So what I'm hearing is, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but that you're kind of frustrated and you feel stuck or conflicted because you have, on one end, you are struggling with your father's death, and you're struggling with the fact that you don't know if these people will stick around, and that's why maybe you're ending these relationships a little bit earlier than you feel that you really want to deep inside, but you're just kind of afraid.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
And I don't really know what to do about it, so that's what's even more frustrating, because I have nowhere to go. It seems like I'm just going to keep going in this cycle, and it's not going to go anywhere.
So tell me a little bit more about your relationship with your partner that you just ended it. Was it like a healthy relationship, or can you explain to me what that looked like for you?
It was probably the best relationship I've ever been in, really. He was very kind and good to me, but he kept saying that I needed to like invest more, and that I needed to open up more, and I'm not talking enough about my own life, and I haven't told him about my parents and their situation or his death. So, and he's trying to say that he wants to meet my dad, and that's what even more hurtful, because he can't even meet my dad. So, yeah.
Did you ever communicate with him about why you didn't want to be open with him, or was it just kind of never brought up?
No, every time he said it, I just shut it down and said, like, I don't want to talk about it. It's not going to happen right now. Just leave me alone. And he would say okay and wouldn't talk about it anymore, but then later on he would bring it up. Like, even if it was just like a couple days or even a month later. We were only dating for like a month and a half, but he brought it up in like the first couple weeks of us dating, and then later on, and I just kind of, at the end, we broke up because he kept like telling me to open up more, and I just said like I'm not ready, and just to stop, and then I broke up with him because I was just tired of him forcing me to open up.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is you kind of felt frustrated with the fact that he was pushing you to open up on things that you weren't maybe ready to open up with, especially with your past, because you've had a lot of trauma, I want to say, with your father and all that, and then that kind of led to you breaking up with him maybe sooner than you wanted to.
Yeah, if I could change it, I would still be in a relationship with him. I just wish that he wouldn't like push me to open up when I'm not ready, because it's difficult for me to talk about, and I don't want him to be that much in my life right now because it's very, very new.
Yeah.
I mean, my friends have been dating. I have a friend who's been dating her boyfriend for like 2 years, and like I want to get to that point where I'm dating a person for that long, but I just can't because people keep telling me to open up to them sooner than I should or want to or feel comfortable with.
Yeah, and that's very understandable. It's not easy always to open up to people, even in counseling, and I think it's awesome that you're coming here and sharing all this and being really open with me. I appreciate that we're building that relationship. So, as for that, what are like some goals, specific ones that you think that you want to work on through this process? Maybe like one main thing that's like really bugging you, or something that you really think that's important that you want to work on.
I kind of want to get back together with him.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that might not be a goal, but if I do, I need to be better at communicating with him because I think I may have just like shut it down in a very impatient and insensitive way. So if I was better at communicating with him what I'm trying to say, and like I don't want to talk to you about this right now. I appreciate your like inquiries, and it's difficult for me to say that to him. I don't know why. I think it's like my pride is like to build up a barrier and not let him through. But yeah, I guess I just kind of have trust issues, so work on trust issues and communicating well, so that I can, I don't know, maybe get back together with him.
Yeah. So let's definitely set up. I want to work on some specific goals with you. So, like you said, I think one good goal to working towards building a better relationship with him and then possibly getting back together in the future is communication, as you said. Also, just communicating that maybe you aren't ready to share these things. So, what would be some difficult things, I guess, other like communicating with him? So, would you say that you just have trouble telling him how you feel, or is it more, I know you said opening up, but do you have trouble telling him that you don't want to open up? Or I know you kind of said that you just don't really say anything and you just drop the conversation. So maybe, like as a first step, we could just tell him, listen, I'm going through these things and maybe I don't want to share them with you right now, but in the future, after I work through these things myself, I can start sharing them with you.
Yeah, I definitely want to do that.
Okay. And then another goal I know you said was working on your trust issues.
Yeah.
So what does that kind of mean to you? Tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, my parents divorced, and they didn't have a good relationship beforehand either. I remember them fighting a lot, and even now, like I guarantee if he was still alive, they'd still be fighting. But before he died, they fought a lot. That's what I remember. But my mom was just kind of, in a way, verbally abusive, and my dad just left me in that situation. So I have, like, trust issues that he's going to leave me all over again. And, like, he did leave me by dying. So that's even more of that deep-rooted trust issues right there. So I don't know.
So what I'm hearing is a lot of your past has to do with your issues in your relationship now. Is that correct? Okay.
Yes.
So we're definitely, I think a first step to that is counseling and working through these. But we're definitely going to touch on these communication skills and these trust skills too, finding ways for you to communicate better with him. And also just working through these issues of your past is going to kind of help these communication and these trust issues in your relationship easier when you're figuring out why you can't communicate or why it's hard for you to trust him. Because as you said, like, he has been a great boyfriend or was a great boyfriend to you. It's more of your worries about the past that are being brought into this. So we're definitely going to work on those. Is there any specific things or specific resources that have worked for you in the past for communication, or have you not really explored that yet?
I don't really exercise. I was thinking about that, but I don't really exercise. So maybe like talking. This is like good for me. Talking it out with someone I actually can trust. Besides, like not. I'm more in a clinical setting because that's helpful to me. I don't know. Hang out with my friends probably.
Mm-hmm.
Just have a couple friends, but I'm close to them, and we've been friends for a long time. So we'll go out and do stuff. But they're really busy too, and they both have boyfriends.
Mm-hmm.
So then that leaves me kind of the third wheel, or like more like the fifth wheel or something. So I don't know. It's difficult to be in that situation, and I don't really have many other friends in that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay, so maybe something that we can slowly work on just in the next couple of sessions, and while you're out with your friends, or if you happen to talk with your ex, maybe just trying to communicate and try sharing one thing that makes you feel a little bit more uncomfortable, and just working through that and seeing how that feels for you to do that.
mm-hmm.
Would you be comfortable with doing that?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
So let's definitely work on that, and then we'll keep exploring and setting more goals as we go. For right now, we're going to keep just these two specific ones so that we can keep it more measurable and more specific, so you can kind of see some progress before we start adding other ones. But I really appreciate you sharing today. Is there anything else that you want to talk about, or anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It's my main issue right now.
Yeah. Well, thank you for coming in. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thanks.